College, as an institution, is changing. What was once a place for young adults to experiment, find their passion, and have fun, has now become a funnel to the job market.
Employers less and less care about what your major was. They care about what experiences you had, what internships you had. There's more pressure on students to do more of these things before they graduate in order to be able to get a job, and that kind of drives that entire change.
And I don't think that there was anybody that I knew that wasn't going to college. It was an exciting time. It wasn't like anybody was really not looking forward to going, but like I said, it was a happy time. It was like an exciting time, it was a happy time, but it was definitely kind of a given that everybody was going to go to college.
This is ABC News Nightline. Tonight, reporting live from New Haven, Connecticut, Ted Koppel.
Good evening. College students have almost always been something of a mystery to the rest of the human race.
The most noticeable shift in college tuition occurred during the 1980s, with the average tuition increasing exponentially every year.
College students in the 80s, their causes and their goals. We'll look at what motivates them and what worries them. And we'll talk to them about ethics and morality.
A bachelor's degree doesn't seem to impress as much as it did 20 years ago. Instead, there has been an oversaturation of college graduates in the job market, leaving over 35% of people in the workforce overqualified for their position. And if you ask students why they decided to go to college, the majority of them will respond, to get a job. It should come as no surprise that each year, higher education places millions of students into career paths that leave them unhappy and unfulfilled. They suffer from a crisis of meaning.
I would say when we went to college, it was like, this is what you're going for, this is what your path is, and there was kind of like no deviating. It was like you said, it was kind of like job training.
From 1992 to 2010, there was only a 2% increase in jobs requiring a bachelor's degree. Meanwhile, the number of those enrolled in college increased by 45% from 2000 to 2010. This should have people question whether they truly need a bachelor's degree in the area of study they want to pursue.
There are certainly a lot of national challenges in terms of admissions, in terms of college admissions. One of the most striking facts that we've seen is between 2019 and now, there's 1 million fewer students in higher education across the country. That's a huge shift in higher education.
Undergraduate enrollment dropped 4.5% this term when compared to spring of last year. There were also similar drops in enrollment numbers during the fall of 2020.
It just seems like our society put a lot of pressure and clout into, where's your kid going to school? That's a big thing.
I remember being 18 feeling like if I do not have my life figured out right now, I'm gonna be a failure.
I decided 3 years ago that it wasn't right for me, that it wasn't a good use of my time and energy, and this isn't just a gap year sort of situation. I have no interest in going, period.
So I have a confession to make. I really hate college.
There are many good reasons why going to trade school is a great idea.
Areas such as computer science and skilled labor jobs, many of which making a median annual wage of about $70,000, do not require a college degree, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
I see all different kind of students, and I know that four-year colleges aren't the best option for many of my students. So I think that trade school options are an amazing option. I see that online colleges are probably a great option.
A strict four-year education is something that's been ingrained in us since we started thinking about going to college. If you don't finish college in 4 years, are you a failure? Why could everyone else do it, but you couldn't? But not finishing in 4 is actually a lot more common than you think. Complicated academic schedules, unforeseen personal circumstances, and even a want to take things slow can all contribute to a longer college experience. There is even the option to extend your college career by 1 year in order to attain a higher degree. Most colleges now offer a 4+1 option in which students attend college for 5 years and leave with a master's degree.
So we think it's really an interesting and innovative program because it allows students, well, for a number of reasons. It allows students to do an intense and focused 5th year in something of their interest.
4+1 programs are also cost-effective, letting students finish their master's degree in less time, resulting in less tuition.
You do it in 1 year, so you save all that time and you save all that money, frankly. You don't have to spend 2 years in grad school, you just spend 1, that's a huge savings.
Even though 4+1 programs are becoming more popular, many colleges still do not offer this program for students, and the ones that do have it only offer them for a handful of majors.
We hope that more faculty from other departments recognize how valuable it is to have our students in their classes. Anyone who does a 4+1 is intrinsically motivated, curious about study, interested about continuing their degree, and sort of interested in the world around them.
My name is Mackenzie Truitt. I go to school here at Del Tech Community College. I am currently getting my Associates of Science, and this is my 2nd year here. Cost was definitely one of the biggest factors for deciding to come here. If I reflect back to the long run, cost for me really cut in half for what I would have went and got at 4-year college, so that's why I decided to come here. I really wanted to do radiology, which is only really offered here at Del Tech, so it was easier for me to go here than a 4-year college. And actually after a semester here, I decided to move my major because I wasn't a huge fan of radiology. I decided to go on and get just my health science for myself, and it was really easy to transfer because for a community college, transferring from major to major is very easy. Mentally though, looking back at it from a high school to transition to college, I was very upset, and I really did feel like left out because all the other kids went to big SEC schools and I did not. I 100% think there's a stigma behind community colleges. I had so much pressure to pick a big 4-year school because that's where everyone was going, but I knew financially for my family that was unable to happen for me, and I was really upset about that. And I think for high schoolers, I think they need to realize that that's okay to not go to a 4-year school. I really flourished when it came to community college because my schedule was so flexible. I only really had classes in person, usually about 2 or 3 times a week, and the other times I either worked or I was able to take time off and go visit friends. SEC schools are way bigger, and I would never, in the classroom-wise, would never have been able to flourish there. And really overall it was the best decision to come to a community college rather than a SEC school or like a Big Ten school or anything like that. When I graduate, I wouldn't nearly have as much debt as I would at a 4-year college.
I firmly believe in the value of education. Right? That doesn't necessarily mean that college is for everyone or should be for everyone. I think education is for everyone. And that path may or may not be through college. Right? So I think that's what we have to, as a country, that's what we have to keep the focus on, is that lifelong learning, education, the pursuit of knowledge, this is all what's important for us. It's what helps us realize what it means to be human, right? It's what helps us live a fulfilled life. But it doesn't necessarily have to be 4 years going to a residential college and graduating. It can look very, very different for many different people.